Is Joe Buck the greatest announcer of all time? Let's find out. At number 7, Pat Summerall. Summerall transitioned from a successful playing career to the booth in the 1960s and became the voice of the NFL. He started off as an analyst and was part of the first Super Bowl broadcast. He shifted to a play-by-play role in 1974 at CBS, and that's where he really shined. With an economy of words and an understated persona, he helped analysts like Tom Madden and Tom Brookshire shine. A call of a big touchdown for Summerall could be as simple as Montana, Rice, touchdown. He announced a record of 16 Super Bowls on network television and contributed to 10 on the radio as well. At number 6, Al Michaels. Michaels has become a primetime fixture in the NFL for decades as the voice of Monday Night Football on ABC for 20 years and is now entering his 14th season calling Sunday night games on NBC. Michaels was viewed as so important to the premier primetime package that NBC traded the rights to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Walt Disney's precursor to Mickey Mouse, to Disney in order to get the rights for Michaels to call Sunday night games in 2006. Michaels has called 10 Super Bowls and is a play-by-play announcer willing to interject his opinions into the broadcast when needed, as well as a few gambling references here and there. At number 5, Brent Musburger. Longevity is the best word to describe Musburger's career because he's been broadcasting at a high level since the 1960s. Name a major sporting event, and Musburger has probably called it or at least covered it in some capacity. He rose to prominence working at CBS as a play-by-play announcer for their NFL games and NBA games. He was known for his in-studio hosting role at NFL Today, and that was a pivotal pregame show in the NFL's broadcasting history. Eventually, he moved over to ABC in 1990 and called college games, college basketball games, college football games, as well as NBA games. Towards the end of his time as a national broadcaster, he was ESPN's top play-by-play college football announcer. He remains in broadcasting as the radio play-by-play announcer for the Las Vegas Raiders. At number 4, Dick Enberg. Enberg replaced Curt Gowdy as the lead announcer for NBC's coverage of the NFL in 1979 and spent more than 3 decades calling NFL games there and at CBS. Known for his exclamation, "Oh my," that was peppered throughout his broadcast, Enberg called 8 Super Bowls at NBC and was the pregame host for another. He worked with various analysts such as Merlin Olsen, Bob Trumpy, Phil Simms, and Paul McGuire. Enberg called some of the most memorable games, from John Elway's drive to the AFC Championship in January 1987 to Joe Montana's comeback win over Cincinnati in the Super Bowl 2 years later to back-to-back titles by the Cowboys in the early 90s. At number 3, Jack Buck. Buck is best known for his work in baseball calling the St. Louis Cardinals games, but he also had a big impact in football. He called the 1962 AFL title game that went to double overtime and was one of the top announcers at CBS for more than a decade, calling the Ice Bowl and the 1970 Super Bowl. He was a staple on the radio, calling 17 Super Bowls for CBS Radio as well as Monday Night Football games for many years. Buck's son, Joe, also went on to have a successful announcing career and has called 6 Super Bowls as the lead play-by-play man at Fox. At number 2, Ray Scott. Scott began calling Packers games in the 1950s and was the voice of the Lombardi dynasty of the 1960s when CBS had crews dedicated to specific teams until '68. With his understated style that featured calls like Star, Dowler, Touchdown, Green Bay, Scott was on the microphone for some of the NFL's biggest games, including the Ice Bowl in '67 and the first 2 Super Bowls. Scott called 4 Super Bowls and 7 NFC or NFL title games. At number 1, Curt Gowdy. A versatile announcer nicknamed the Cowboy, who started off as Mel Allen's partner on Yankees radio broadcast, Gowdy was one of the original voices of the AFL on ABC when the league started in 1960. He moved on to NBC in 1965 and was in the booth for some of the most memorable games in pro football history. He called the first Super Bowl for NBC, the Heidi game in 1968, Joe Namath Guarantee in Super Bowl III, the Immaculate Reception, and ABC wanted to hire Gowdy as the original voice of Monday Night Football, but NBC wouldn't let him out of his contract. His final Super Bowl broadcast came when Pittsburgh beat Dallas for the title following the '78 season before he was traded to CBS to create an opening for Enberg to become the lead voice of the NFL on NBC. Gowdy had a few catchphrases, but was known for colorful descriptions. Well guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. See you all next time.